Hello everyone. Today I'm going to give you a brief overview of how we planned our upcoming trip to Europe. If you're interested in those details, please keep watching, and I'll put a link below the video of the sites that I refer to today. The first thing we did was sign up for a credit card that gave us airline points. In our case, we signed up for American Airlines because they have a lot of flights out of our local airport. At time of sign up, we earned about 50,000 points and then used it for the last year, and before we knew it, we had enough points for 2 free tickets to Europe. But there are many other cards you can sign up for, so just check online and find the one that works best for you. The next step was to decide where to go. Now you can figure this out by talking with friends, checking some travel websites, checking some YouTube travel videos, but in our case we wanted to start with a visit to family in Frankfurt, Germany. So that's where our trip will begin. Then using Google Maps, we figured out where we wanted to go after visiting family in Frankfurt. We were looking for cities that were easily accessible by train, had good reviews by fellow travelers, and were interesting places to visit. We came up with a plan to go from Frankfurt to Salzburg, Austria, from Salzburg, Austria to Zurich, Switzerland, and then Zurich back to Frankfurt. It's almost a triangular type of visit and travel, and easily accessible by train. Putting in the 2 cities that you're traveling to and from into Google's Maps under directions, it will give you information about the trains that go from one city to the other. By checking the directions between the 2 cities, we're able to tell that we could get from one city to the other by taking only 1 or 2 trains. For example, going from Salzburg to Zurich only requires 1 train and is a straight run. Very easy for first-time travelers. As far as how much time to spend in each city, we decided to stay 4 nights in Zurich and 4 nights in Salzburg. This way we wouldn't feel rushed. We could take some day trips and then spend some time in each of the cities and just explore to see what the cities had to offer. What I've read is that a minimum of 2 nights is probably a good idea. 1 night is much too short. Then on the German train website, just put in the departing city and the city you'll be arriving at by train. Hit search and it'll give you all the information and available trains for the date and time that you want to travel. For our travel from Salzburg to Zurich, we used a website from Austria which has all the available trains traveling between those 2 cities. Of note, both of these websites, there is a button to hit to convert the language from German to English, which of course makes it much easier. The links for these websites will be below the video. The next part of the planning stage was to decide where to stay. Again, we went back to Google Maps. What I did was go to the cities that I was interested in visiting on Google's Maps. For example, this is Salzburg, and then just put in a search for all hotels in the area that I was interested in visiting. Now what I did was try to make sure that the hotels and the train station and the areas of the city that I wanted to visit were all within walking distance. Again, this can be determined easily from Google Maps. So for example, in Salzburg, if you type in hotels in the search bar, Google Maps will provide you with a map showing the hotels in the areas that you're interested in staying. Each of the little blue boxes will have a price per night. If you click on the price, you can get details about the hotel and also read reviews from people who have stayed there. Once I narrowed it down to where I wanted to stay based on location and price, I then also went to TripAdvisor and reviewed what people had to say about the hotel on that website. And from that I was able to determine where I wanted to stay. Now, I did the same thing in the city of Zurich, but I found that the hotels were much more expensive than they were in Salzburg. As a matter of fact, Zurich is known to be one of the most expensive cities to visit in the world. From doing some research, I found that it would be cheaper to rent a condo or an apartment on Airbnb, and I would save money by staying there instead of at a hotel, and that's exactly what I did. On the Airbnb website, you simply put in the dates you're interested in staying, how many people, and you hit search. This will give you a list of all the available condos and apartments that you can rent. And then through the website, I was able to read the descriptions about each of the available apartments and condos, and I was able to book where I wanted to stay directly through the Airbnb website. It couldn't have been any easier. Once I determined which hotel I wanted to stay at in Salzburg, I went to the website of hotels.com, put in the name of the hotel, and booked directly through this site. Very easy to do and seemed secure. Once I determined where I was going to be staying, I then went to a website called Viator to figure out what type of day trips. You select the country you're going to and then the area that you're interested in. So for this example, it's Austria and Salzburg. Hit go. And a number of different choices emerge, showing day trips and overnight trips that you can take from Salzburg to different areas around and within the city. So for example, we picked the Sound of Music tour and then picked a tour to visit Hallstatt. We did the same thing for Zurich. Put in Switzerland, Zurich, hit go, and a number of different trips that you could sign up on this website came up to review. In this case, we picked a walking tour of the city and also a trip to go up one of the mountains in the Alps on a cable car. And again, very easy to do, easy to sign up through the website, and they send you the tickets and information, which of course you take with you. The last step is to figure out where you'd like to eat while you're there. Again, back to Google Maps, go to their search bar, search restaurants, and see what comes up. Then look at the choices around where you'll be staying. Click on those choices and you'll see reviews from other travelers as well as photographs, and you can even get to the website of the restaurant and see if you can figure out what the menu's like. So in a nutshell, that's how I planned our upcoming trip to Europe. I'll post videos about the trip and we'll see what we can find and see how it all turns out. So please subscribe and also hit that bell so that as I upload those videos, you'll be the first to know. Until next time, safe travels.